hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, my name's Kiana Clark. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I found your number online. I was informed online that you handle the cybercrimes unit, and I just had some questions. Can you please contact me back? So this is what I came up when I was trying to report cybercrimes, and it's making it blurry. Computer information technology and electronic crime. I would think that it was a department and not someone that's not willing to answer the phone. They don't return my calls. I've made multiple different reports to the FBI scammers and online, and no one has ever done a follow up in almost a decade plus. Well, a decade rather. So it's saying something about federal law enforcement contacts. I'm not sure why it won't give me the local police department cybercrimes unit. They need to be able to manipulate and control them to hang up and cover for crimes. So it's buying me time, my search results, like as it has done years. I'm sorry, what did I call?
FBI Cywatch.
Oh, cool. I've never had a response. Okay, do you have a like an operator ID?
I do not.
And you don't. Let me guess. You don't want to give me your name for some reason.
We are not permitted to. I'm sorry.
Sure. Okay. Well, exactly what do you do there?
We are responsible for other government agencies and corporations.
What do you do for them? How are you responsible for them?
This is a line for them to report instances of cybercrime.
Oh, okay. Well, I need to do that.
This is not a line. This is not a line meant for the general public. That's the 1-800 call FBI line.
Okay. So, what is this line meant for?
I'm sorry.
You said. Well, can you repeat what you said initially on this call?
Yes. This is a line for other government agencies and corporations to report instances of cybercrime. This number is not the general public number. That is the 1-800 call FBI number.
Okay. So, do you mean corporations as in businesses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What if you perform on a corporation platform? Let's say YouTube.
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't get
What
that.
if you perform on a government platform? Let's say, for example, YouTube.
So, are you reporting for YouTube on behalf of YouTube?
Yes,
You work for Google for YouTube?
I work. Yes, you can say that.
I'm just saying, though, the difference would be if you have a channel on YouTube, you would still likely fall under the general public reporting mechanism.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure of that as well. Just like you're not sure. So if we're both not sure, are you able to do a report?
You can provide the information or at least give me some background and I can make a determination then.
Sure. Let's see how this goes. And you're unwilling to give your name, and you're unwilling to give an employee ID as well as everywhere else I'm calling
I'm
for.
not permitted to do that, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
wonder
said,
why. That's
I'm
why I
not
would
the
need to
general
be able to
public.
report cyber crimes. First, you have to be able to do a report for this insanity to be investigated on why everywhere I'm at is trying to hide. It's a red flag. But nonetheless, let's see if you
So
can
you have
investigate.
reported this previously?
I haven't had an incident that just recently happened, and I've been having incidents of bizarre experiences for years. And I tried to report it to Rockwall Police, and there's multiple different witnesses. First off, I'd like to know, and I'm sorry, what was your position again?
I'm an analyst.
And you're an analyst for who?
I work for the FBI, ma'am.
Okay. So let's say, for example, if you have a business platform and you're operating a business and someone is manipulating your videos and other videos and changing the wording on it. For example, let's say that I'm doing a video and the wording is changed. Let's say, for example, that I'm watching a video and they change the wording in malice. Would that be criminal?
I don't know that. It would depend on the circumstances of what's changing and how it affects.
Okay, so if someone is breaking in, and I'm sorry, can you repeat your position again? You're an analyst?
I'm an analyst.
Okay, so if someone is breaking into my device and manipulating the wording and malice to cause problems, if they're illegally monitoring my device enough to the extreme to where they can manipulate wording, you're not quite sure if that's a crime?
And who is responsible? Who was doing this?
I think it's like someone that I had communications with online, and then I've been trying to report that they also manipulated multiple different web pages, locked me out, and also stole from me. You committed crimes to steal funds, and hacking of multiple different devices to interrupt reports I'm making of that party. So I'm fleeing a domestic violence crisis. So they're manipulating what I see online. They're manipulating my ability to reach out for help, controlling different social media and platforms and lock me out of it. It's caused identity theft and to the extreme of manipulating different videos and my videos. So I'm asking you if doing all of this, which has defrauded me out of funds, is criminal?
All I can tell you, ma'am, is you can report it through the
But I
FBI
would like to
website.
know before I report it if someone
I'm not an
identity
agent.
theft is
I'm
a
not an
crime. I'm not
investigator.
quite certain on why everywhere I'm calling, if you're a specialist or an analyst, you're an analyst, and you're trying to
I'm not
hide
an
whether
investigator.
identity theft is a crime.
I'm not an investigator.
So you didn't know, you're not aware if identity theft is a crime.
Oh, it is.
Okay,
I can't say for
so
sure that
if
that's
someone is
true.
manipulating videos and everything that I'm doing online to the
Then report it.
extreme of petty of manipulating videos, we can, pretty much be assured that that is criminal. Is that, would that be true? A true statement that doing that is a crime?
That would be for an investigation to determine that it's actually happening.
Oh, okay. No,
You
I'm
have
not. I
to.
think that there's a disconnect. I just wanted to make sure, and I'm not quite sure why everywhere I'm calling don't want me to know if things are criminal. That's a red flag to me. I just wanted to make sure before I
Identity theft
go.
is a crime.
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
Identity theft is a crime.
Okay, so if someone were to manipulate my videos, let's say I'm watching something, and because it's happened with my child, let's say I'm watching something and they make it obscene and toxic. For example, let's say that I'm watching something and then they say some unusual profanity that's disgusting for no reason to interrupt multiple different entertainment experiences. Or is that legal for someone to do that?
I don't know.
Can you find out? Can I be placed on hold? Because I just don't understand why so many parties that, are involved in law
Again,
enforcement
ma'am,
don't have answers.
this is not the proper mechanism for reporting that. There is the website, the www.
I just don't know. Can you give me some feedback on where to go? Because I think that it probably possibly is a red flag that there's are indeed cyber crimes and other crimes being committed. If everywhere I've called in all these years is always covering for crimes, I'm just trying to prove it. So since you're unwilling for whatever whatever reason that you have to be honest about criminal activity and you're being biased, can you direct me to someone that would be willing to be honest? So to let me know if I have a legitimate reasoning for doing a report, because I can't
Yes.
get down to the
Dial
bottom of things because
1-800
everywhere I'm calling is covering for crimes.
1-800 call FBI.
Okay, so what are they supposed to do with this number?
This is not the general public reporting on.
I'm just not quite sure what they're supposed to do at 1-800 call FBI.
They are taking reports based on the general public.
Okay. And they take reports. Are they required to do an investigation if someone's reporting a crime?
They take the report. They provide it to law enforcement agency of some kind, and if they determine there is enough information to proceed with an investigation, they will do that.
Okay, I have a question. So the police can, is it possible for someone to be excluded for law enforcement? They have to have enough information to be able to do an investigation. I thought the investigation is how you obtain the information. If you deny investigation, how do you ever get the information if you refuse to investigate
Well, like
it?
anything else,
Wouldn't that be a
there has to be
catch-22
enough
to
information
keep someone
determine
from law
whether
enforcement
something
10
is
years?
occurring. You're talking over me, ma'am. Do you want me to answer
Everyone
you?
starts an argument when they, I thought that I was talking and then you slandering me. That happens on a lot of different calls. But here's the thing, if you're not allowing me to talk and then you're blaming me for talking, trying to do a report to you, like everywhere else I'm calling, I get nowhere. People stage
I'm
conflict.
explaining to you, though, that we don't take these reports. Those are the 1-800 call FBI number.
You accusing me that makes me, lose my train of thought, and I have had to experience this for years. It's caused a speech impediment because I get terrorized and trying to report things in person and on my devices. People deliberately interrupt me, blame me for it, and it's a deliberate strategy to interrupt my speaking and my reports that I've had to endure years to the extreme to where it's caused me to have a speech impediment. And then I speak really quickly because I try to get things out before I'm deliberately interrupted in malice and then blamed for it. But I'm not able to get therapy because this is abusive and traumatic, and it has actually caused me to have a speech impediment. But this is part of the cyber crimes I've had to endure. If someone is manipulating my calls and you don't want me to know, so let's say someone in a corporation was calling out and someone manipulated their calls to call scammers, would that be criminal? You there?
Are you done speaking?
Yes, if someone was manipulating my calls and caused me to call scammers, are you unwilling to tell me that? Why would all these parties cover for crimes and then blame me for it? Wouldn't that be traumatic if you make multiple different reports and people are paid to be angry, including even watching TV? You have to prove that. Wouldn't that be considered a cyber crime if you hack someone's device to call scammers?
Ma'am, all I can tell you is to report it.
I don't know where to go get this information. If you have this job task,
www.ic3.gov.
I've already made multiple different reports. I've made multiple different reports, but what I'm trying to figure out is why every law enforcement
agency. I'm going to end this call
agency.
because you are not listening to what I'm telling you, and I cannot assist you any further.
I don't know why all these parties strategize to keep me from doing reports and to the degree of taking my freedom.
I'm telling you who to call. You're not listening.
I'm telling you that I've already called them, and then you're slandering me saying that I'm not listening. I've already made multiple different reports to them, and I can't get through. The only thing that I'm simply wanting is information. And if you have corporations and these businesses, why can't you just give me feedback? My question of it is, if someone breaks into my phone 10 years and has me speaking with scammers to keep me from fleeing abuse that the government is listed in, I'd like to know if that was a crime with your expertise.
I'm not an investigator, ma'am.
Do you have, so you're calling telling me to do a report? I've done multiple different reports, but some kind of way everywhere I'm calling don't want me to know the laws for this extended amount of time. I would like to know if someone, we can pretty much assume that it would be criminal if someone is hacking your device to have you call scammers that start arguments and contribute to psychological abuse because you're trying to flee abuse. Not only since they got away with that, now they're enlisted communities, churches, domestic violence organizations, family members to conspire with it and keep you from fleeing abuse. I'm just trying to prove it. So obviously you're upset, like everywhere else. I have called for 10 years and you don't want me to know anything, like all the domestic violence locations and everywhere else I'm at, churches, everywhere. So I'm just trying to see if these environments are being influenced. And I have read that could possibly be considered a terroristic threat if someone was influencing government officials. But yet it has not been investigated. So for some reason you don't want me to know about it, like nowhere else I've called. Let me keep calling around and let's see how this goes. Probably the same way that it's went for 10 years. I'm just trying to prove it. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
So it's doing all this nonsense. So my device is hiding. So I said, you know what? I remember seeing the cyber crimes unit in Houston. So it's flipping around, being weird. And then I'm looking for the cyber crimes unit number. They need to be able to manipulate it so the number's hid. So then right here, they have it right here, the contact information all the way at the bottom. Okay, let's try this. So what's happening is the sites are altered and they need time to set up the scammers and the crimes. So they hide all of the contact information, which is typically at the top. They'll put the location, the address, and what they do, and the phone number. But I'm trying to prove that these sites are indeed being altered. So to buy time when I wasn't recording, the windows would close, my data would be cut off, the phone service would be cut off, but now I'm recording. So they need to commit this crime, but hide it so you would not be any wiser of the crimes being committed. And I'm just trying to prove the criminal activity. So let me make this call. So I had this highlighted ready to call. It disappeared. And then my device is glitching. So I'm trying to call and I'm trying to highlight this number and it's highlighting everything but this number. Now that I wasn't recording it, I already had it ready to go, but it went out of it. And I'm now trying to highlight this number and it won't highlight to call it. See, I'm clicking on it. Now it's allowing me to do it. But I have to record to be able to use it. Now they have time to set up the fake call. It's supposed to say call. It won't set up call. Then I have to copy it. It's deliberately making it hard. Then it copied the T. So let me go back to this. It's supposed to just call, not say copy. So now I have to do more work and then paste this delete that out, and then call.
You have reached the Houston Police Make Changes.
They're not giving me an option for cybercrime.
Status of a police report, press 3. If you need information about a towed vehicle, press 4.
That's not
If you
cybercrime.
need bail, court,
So let me
warrant,
press 0.
and ticket information.
Police Department. All call takers are busy at this time. Your call will be answered by the next available call taker in the order it was received. Ha llamado al Departamento de Policía de Houston. Todo el personal de emergencia está ocupado en este momento.
So I'm asking for the cybercrimes unit, and my device is railroading me for something that I didn't ask for to waste my time, as it has done in years. Let's try this again. I don't have a keypad. This is why I call the police. I can't try it again if they're depriving me of using the keypad. So the windows would close out, my data would get shut off, my phone service.
The Houston Police Department. All call takers are busy at this time. Your call will be answered by the next available call taker in the order it was received.
I don't know what this is. I'm trying real hard, Ringo. I need help. I get all this nonsense all the time. I've been getting it for years. So let me try to speak
in the order it was received.
Since I can't use my keypad. Houston Cybercrimes Unit. It didn't come up. Houston? Let's try this. It's pointless. I can expose crimes to kingdom come. What is going to be done? When will something finally be done? Any person with common sense, a 12-year-old knows, perhaps maybe a 10-year-old. If you're hacking someone's phone and you're having them call your con artist to help conspire with your abuse, that would be a crime. So when will something be done? It's not funny, but I mean, these scams and how they just make incredible events, try to normalize it, and then just insanity, and then want to frame me with mental illness. And then you wonder, what is these people's mind frame? They're thinking that people are going to buy their nonsense. Here it is, I'm calling law enforcement, and for 10 years, they don't know what crimes are. But they have gotten degrees and have went to school, and someone have forgotten and don't know what crimes are. And they think that they can use that as an alibi if the FBI comes in and does a bust and arrest all these people that should have gotten their charges over a decade ago. So they think that they can tell FBI agents that have more power than them that, I'm sorry, I did not know the law. And a lot of these crimes, it don't matter if you knew you were committing a crime or not, you were still committing that crime and you could still be held responsible. Like if you deprive someone of recreation like they repeatedly do in jail on false charges, whether you know that's a crime or not, you are held accountable. That's a misdemeanor charge. And countless people haven't got those charges. And if someone is reported to you that they're not getting their recreation and you don't report that, you have been accomplice and you now have you can now get that same misdemeanor charge. And if anyone that is aware that someone was being deprived of recreation, if you witnessed it and you were stabbed and you did not report it, you have now been accomplice and you now can be subjected to that misdemeanor charge as well. So these are thousands of criminal offenses that have racked up. And I'm not, all the people to cover up my attorneys, the judges that I wrote to and told that I was being violated, the FBI locations that I wrote to, the people that deprived me of mail, all of these are accomplices to countless felonies. In all the environments that I'm in, they play games with mail, including in this environment. They wanted to know the stepmom was in cahoots, wanted to know my address so I can be violated and receive this huge debt for the attorney general. I didn't open the mailbox, so someone put it on my door. They wanted to ensure that when I left this environment that I shouldn't see it. So when I opened the door, the mail fell out immediately. There's a mailbox and they didn't use it. So they wanted whoever's controlled, that was a red flag that they're controlling this environment. If you are not using the mailbox that you're supposed to use and you want to be funny and put it in my door, that shows me that you're in cahoots. Is the thing of it is proving to other people my experiences. So I guess I'm done. They just said forget it, and you're not going to be able to use your phone. If you won't stop, we'll stop you. And there are multiple different devices that are glitching. So I'll take a break. They obviously have something to hide.